The relevancy for Experian. What we found is that when data is stolen, the criminals tend to use that data to try and apply for credit. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, that's one way of using that stolen data. The first point at which a loan application goes is to search the credit bureau. Experian are a large global credit bureau and hence hold a lot of information on customers, certainly in the UK and the US and other jurisdictions. So we are one of the first people to spot the impact of that fraud. We offer monitoring solutions to individuals so that they can be alerted to those searches being made on their credit report, and those individuals are then empowered to take action, potentially stopping that money leaving the bank, leaving the organisation and then having to pick up the pieces. And that's really where Experian come in. We've had a lot of experience, certainly in the US. You can see some of the stats here, but we're a very large global organisation. We've got a number of sites in the US, and we've got a number of offices across Europe. In terms of our research, we... is that working? Oh, it's kind of. We did some research in the UK, and we asked customers how they felt about data breaches. Surprisingly, they weren't happy, as you can imagine. Over 3/4 of them said they felt angry, they felt vulnerable, and over 2/3 were anxious and insecure. And I guess those feelings originate from all the questions that occur in people's minds when a data breach occurs. So what is going to happen to me? Am I going to be a victim of fraud? How do I deal with this? Am I going to lose money? Is my bank account at risk? Do I need to cancel my cards? All those emotions that result because of that anxiety. We also found from our sample that almost 40% of people had personally been impacted by data breach. So I guess this highlights the fact it's a growing concern. The second key finding was about transparency and speed of response being key. So organisations 73% of customers or individuals that we interview expected an organisation to be totally open and transparent with them, which may potentially go against the grain, because a lot of organisations, I think, would prefer to not talk about the fact they've had a data breach. But I think that openness really helps to console individuals. And secondly, over 3/4 of people expect a quick and appropriate response. I'll come on to it a little bit later, but we found that sort of response can dramatically reduce brand reputation damage that can occur as a result of a data breach. I guess the good news for this audience is that over 83% were in favour of organisations being subject to increased regulations and penalties.